free market. I work for Mike Stone. Is there anything that I can get for you guys? Any electrical?
Nope.
You
We're
guys
good.
are all set?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Let me know if you need anything, all right?
Will do. Thanks.
God, no.
Nope, he's going to be taking a rest.
He told me something crazy in the eye. Somebody's going 5-7.
Yeah.
So 5-7 looks good. 9.
We're all set? Everybody all set? Mic's working? Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. I'm Catherine Marks with the SBA, and we are just so pleased that the City of Middletown and the Chamber and the Business District decided to join us to kick off Small Business Saturday. And we are just even more pleased to have Senator Blumenthal and Senator Murphy to show their support for our small businesses in Connecticut. Small Business Saturday was designed to go between Thanksgiving and support for the small businesses. The small businesses create jobs, they support our community, and on Main Street in Middletown, there's no better way to show it that the small businesses are the center of our community life. This holiday season, for the whole season, will be a little different for everybody. Not so more than for our small businesses. Through the disaster, the invisible disaster of COVID-19, they have learned to adapt and adjust, and we thank them for that. On our tour later on, we'll be going to small businesses, some that have been on the Main Street of Middletown since 1940, and others brand new. And what we will see is their steadfast determination to make available the services that they have to their small businesses. It is now important for us to pay more attention, to make every effort to support our small businesses, not just for this holiday season, but make a year-long pledge to shop small. So without further ado, I would like to introduce the Mayor of Middletown, Ben Florsheim, who has been an avid advocate for small businesses and for economic development here in the city of Middletown. Ben?
Thank you very much. Thank you, Catherine. And thank you all for being here. I'm really pleased on behalf of the residents to welcome this great group to the city of Middletown, to welcome the SBA, to welcome our two U.S. senators to kick off Small Business Saturday. And I think that we're all here knowing the subtext of why we're here. Small Business Saturday was, the spirit in which it was founded was that we need to make sure in an era of online retail and an era of big box retail that we are doing all that we can to also make sure that we're supporting small businesses, family businesses, and the communities that they support, communities that Middletown is one of. That urgency is all the more present this year. We know that the COVID-19 pandemic has affected every aspect of our economy. We know that those impacts are going to take months beyond the end of this pandemic, if not years, to fully understand and address and make right. But small businesses are particularly significantly affected. The local restaurants, the local small businesses that we have in Middletown operate on incredibly tight margins to begin with. They are operating in an incredibly competitive market environment to begin with, and without the resources to support them through these extraordinarily challenging circumstances, they wouldn't still be here today. Fortunately, we were lucky in Middletown to see a lot less closing of businesses, a lot less of the worst of what we anticipated than we thought we would. I think that is because we have an amazing Chamber of Commerce that we worked very closely with to make sure that everybody knew how to tap into these federal resources that were made available. It's because we had a city department and a city council that jumped into action as well to create programs, grants, and loans for these small businesses at the local level to make sure that we were doing all that we can to keep our skin in the game as well, in addition to helping our business community navigate the resources that were being made available. And it was made possible thanks to the work of the SBA, of Senator Murphy, of Senator Blumenthal, to make sure that these businesses were getting their PPP loans as soon as they could get them. And the impact of that, I really can't overstate how important that was. It's going to continue to be important. The fight for more relief is more important now than ever. And I'm thrilled that our delegation has been outstanding about being on the front of that throughout this whole process. But this weekend and today is about Middletown small businesses, and we're really excited to sort of show off what makes Middletown such a unique place, what makes our business community so vibrant, and we're going to be doing that right after we wrap up here and visit some of the places where, as Catherine said to me earlier, by the time you're done visiting all these shops, when you come down here yourself, you'll have gifts for everyone in your family and on your list. So thrilled to be here. Thank you to this great team of folks for making this happen, and welcome to Middletown. We're really excited to show it off for Small Business Saturday. Back to you.
Thank you, Mayor. And the mayor talked about the great Chamber of Commerce that we have here in Middletown. So without further ado, Larry?
First of all, I would like to thank our two great senators for being with us here today, and SBA for the great job they've done during this whole COVID situation. Dealing with them on an ongoing situation has been really remarkable, the work and dedication you've done. We're really fortunate in this community to have a terrific partnership with the mayor, who has done an unbelievable job as our mayor here. And then also Joe Simolis and Tom Morano from Economic Development are both here. And that partnership has kept Middletown alive during this COVID situation. We want everyone to shop local, stay local, spend their money, enjoy themselves. That is very, very important during these times. The small businesses are the heart and soul of the state of Connecticut and the United States of America, and we've got to continue to support them. Have a great Thanksgiving, and I'm thankful for the team that we have here in Middletown to continue to move forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Larry. It is about teamwork, and we are, again, so very grateful to have both our U.S. senators here. We all know that the PPP money came from the CARES Act, so without further ado, an advocate, supporter of small businesses, U.S. Senator Blumenthal.
Thank you. Thanks, Catherine. Thanks to the SBA, not only Catherine, but many of the long-standing SBA staff who are here. We've been on these walks before, and thanks to Larry, your Chamber of Commerce is second to none in the state, probably in the nation, for its advocacy for small business, and thanks, Mayor, for hosting us. You know, Catherine said this holiday is going to be a little bit different. The fact is, this holiday is going to be a lot different in a lot of important ways. And small businesses are at the tip of the spear in the economic fight to overcome this pandemic. They are the job creators. They're the retailers who are closest to their customers. They're the ones who will enable us to overcome this economic crisis. So my hope is that shoppers this season will think big but shop small. Think big but shop small, because these small businesses are continuing to struggle. They're part of your community. They are part of the fabric of our economic system here in Connecticut. And they are still very much, many of them, hanging by a thread. And let me be very blunt. We need another round of pandemic relief for these small businesses in Connecticut and around the country. The PPP, Payroll Protection Program, was fine. It did its job to supposedly overcome an economic gap, but the gap turned into a chasm. It is not a gap, it's an economic chasm, and many of these small businesses will go under unless the federal government does its job and provides another round of relief. And it's more than just aid for small businesses, it's also stimulus payments for families trying to put food on the table. It's aid for state and local governments, assistance for hospitals, pay for the frontline workers, a full pandemic relief program. And I'm hoping between now and the inaugural, we will see another round of aid for small businesses, because they need it, and our transportation system, our bus system, other kinds of public transportation also need and deserve this kind of assistance. The approval for the transition is an encouraging step. It's about the closest we're going to come to a concession speech from President Trump. But it's good enough to get going, and we need action before, even before the next president takes office, because these small businesses need relief now. And I'm hoping that shoppers this season will show a little bit of love for these small businesses and for people who will be receiving gifts this holiday, and make sure that they think big but shop small. Thank you.
Indeed, in Connecticut, over 64,600 businesses received PPP loans totaling well over $6.7 billion. So that came into Connecticut, and we thank you for the support of the CARES Act. And again, we are very happy to have Senator Chris Murphy with us, also another advocate for our Connecticut small businesses.
Well, Catherine, thank you very much. First of all, thank you to the team here at SBA Connecticut. Thank you to the team working on behalf of small businesses in Washington. The PPP program was a lifesaver. This could have been a mass extinction event for small businesses in this state, in this city, and all across the country. And the PPP program, which has brought $6 billion to Connecticut, to small and medium-sized businesses, has been an absolute lifesaver. Across the country, PPP has distributed over $500 billion to keep businesses alive and to keep their employees on the payroll. That has saved businesses, but it has, no joke, saved lives as well. And so let me just join with Dick in my belief that we're not done. We desperately need to get a new COVID relief package done. That's got to have additional business assistance in it. I've introduced a version of a follow-on program to PPP with Senators Merkley and Van Hollen, but I think both Dick and I are, very open to ideas as to how we get the next set of relief to our business community. But we also have to understand that individuals are running out of money and patience. They are more desperate than ever. And if we want people to be able to spend money in small businesses this winter, then we have to make sure that their unemployment benefits don't run out. We need to make sure that they're not facing eviction. We need to get money to individuals who are out of work through no fault of their own, or have had their hours limited through no fault of their own because of the pandemic, so that they can use those dollars in small businesses. So we have work to do in Washington. And lastly, let me say that it's really important that the transition has begun, in part because we need to transition the PPP program, right? Even though we may not be making new loans, we are still in the process of administering those loans, of making sure that they get turned into grants or that certain loans get paid back. It's really important that this transition makes sure there is a degree of continuity on the small business programming. Think about it this way. If you buy something on Amazon.com this holiday season, a minuscule percentage of those dollars are coming back to your community. But if you buy something right here in Middletown from a small business this holiday season, almost every single bit of your purchase is going to come back and help your community, is going to help keep that business in operation, is going to help pay employees that are then going to do business in the same area. You have a choice this season. You can do your business with the big online retailers, but almost none of that money is coming back to Connecticut. Or you can do business with a small retailer. That money is going to help your community, is going to help your neighbors. And it's a pretty easy choice to make, because as we'll find today, you're going to find things in retailers here in Middletown that you can't find on Amazon, that you can't find at the big box retailers. You're going to find opportunities to give some great gifts this holiday season that are unique. And then lastly, almost all these retailers are online. So you can come down in person if you believe that it's safe, but you can also find small business owners online. and purchase what you need that way as well. Maybe you can get a gift certificate from a restaurant, right? If you're not going to be eating out this holiday season, make sure that you give a gift certificate to your favorite restaurant so that your loved ones can eat out or do so later on. There's so many different ways you can support small businesses. You can be there in person, you can shop online, you can spread the word. If you want to help your community this holiday season, prioritize helping your small businesses, and we're going to be really grateful to say thank you to a number of small businesses who have stayed the course, who have kept their employees whole during a very, very difficult pandemic season. So thank you to the SBA for the great work that you've done and for allowing us to highlight this unique opportunity for the citizens of Connecticut to support small businesses this holiday season.
Thank you, Senator Murphy. And I think we will see some very unique gifts. And during this pandemic, I hear a lot of people are doing puzzles, so we'll stop by a toy store for puzzles, but a lot of people have found their inner creativity and are crafting. So without further ado, I'd like to highlight one business owner and bring Pamela up here to talk about her story of Pamela Roos, specialty yarns and knitting. Pamela?
Good afternoon, everyone. First, I want to thank our Senators Blumenthal and Murphy for joining us today and being such advocates for small businesses. But not only am I here to represent my business, but I'm also here to represent the Central Business Bureau of the Chamber, which is the downtown district. And I want to talk about our small businesses in downtown Middletown. Sometimes we forget that our small businesses and our restaurants are the ones that support our communities by purchasing those fundraiser ads, by sponsoring those Little League teams or those dance teams. So we have to remember that they have been there for us and our families, our children, our grandchildren. And now we need the community support to help our small businesses and especially our restaurants. And also just to remind people that our restaurants were the ones that fed our children during the summer months when school was out, made sure they took their time, even though they were struggling, took their time to take their time out on the weekend to make sure the children were fed that were out of school and make sure they had a meal on the weekend. That's what our local small businesses do. That's the support they give to our community. And we need to make sure that now that they're in a time of need, that hopefully those who can support our small businesses, our restaurants, our retailers. We have a great group of retailers, eclectic. You can find just about anything. So I would ask that during this time that you try, if everybody just purchased one gift from a small retailer downtown, it would make such a huge difference. And to my small businesses, yes, we've had a tough year, and it's going to be tough for a few more months. But I want you to understand and know there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It is dark right now, but the light is there. We just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. We just have to make sure we keep each other encouraged and that we move forward. And as we pull together, which this community has done, and I am so thankful for this community in Middletown. I was born here, raised here, and I have my business here, that I love this community. And we support each other, we lift each other up, and with the help of our chamber and the mayor, this city has done a phenomenal job in making sure that we have the tools that we need, our senators to make sure that we have the resources that we need. And I am just so thankful for this community of Middletown, and I'm so thankful to be the chairperson for the downtown district of Middletown. And I just appreciate everybody's support, and I appreciate the support of the small businesses, and hopefully, and everybody just have a great Thanksgiving and know it is going to be okay.
Thank you, Pamela. I, for one, am going to buy a few more than just one gifts, but we'll see that along the way. So thank you again for joining us. We are going to move and visit some of the Main Street Market shops and then move on to Main Street. We appreciate you being here. From the SBA, we are appreciative of all the lenders that helped us get these PPP loans out, and we are looking for more PPP funding to help our small businesses survive. So happy holidays, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks.